Hi there, I'm at Montezumas Castle National Monument. People lived here for over 300 years, longer than the United States has been a country, which is quite amazing. And that society must have lived on some kind of social contract of telling the truth. In a small community like this, where life and death are a matter of telling the truth or not, I'm sure that for the society to last 300 years, truth-telling had to be a very important part of how they did life together here at Montezuma's Castle. Telling the truth, or at least not lying, is today's topic, part 9 of 12 in my series on traditional Christian lifestyles. Some of the younger members of our congregation, the well-deserved city, came to me and said, why don't you put something like this together? Because these people weren't raised with these traditional Christian values, and they're very curious about them. Do they work? What are they? So today is part 9, and I hope you'll look at all of them, and it's on integrity, telling the truth. We can't build a virtuous society based on law enforcement alone. If you had one police officer for every citizen, people would still get away with things if they were corrupt. We need to raise people to be honest, to tell the truth, to keep their promises, to be able to enter into contracts with people. You can't have business and you can't have prosperity without people having mutually acceptable exchange that's voluntary. I'll give you this if you do this for me, and then both sides keeping their promises with no one to have to regulate that because the people are people of virtue. Integrity is essential for society. It's not telling the truth just because you won't get punished or you can get away with it. Telling the truth because it's the right thing to do, because it's good for you and good for society. Building up a reputation as a person of integrity opens doors for you to all kinds of things. People want to invite you into their business, into their trade, into their family, into their friendships, because they can trust you. Telling the truth is such a key. My grandfather, of Swedish ancestry, used to say, "My handshake was as good as a written contract." That's the kind of life that I strive after. Now, I said at the very beginning, telling the truth or at least not lying. What do I mean by that? Because we don't really know the full truth ever. The older we get, the more we understand the truth as best we can, and the more we understand that we don't know the full truth. When people get sworn in the courtroom, they're told to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, but do we really ever know the whole truth about what's going on? We do the best we can with telling the truth, but avoiding lying is actually quite easy. If you're familiar with your car, the engine light comes on and it's a warning. Anytime you're about to tell a lie or fib or spin the truth, a little warning light in your conscience, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call that, comes on and says, you really shouldn't do that. Whenever we misrepresent what is happening around us to someone else, we put them at a disadvantage, and we also create a situation where we can't trust ourselves anymore because we don't know if we're going to tell the truth, or our relationship with the truth starts to get a little bit threadbare. So it's very important to avoid lying. I'd encourage you to try to go a week or two without lying at all, without spinning the truth, and sometimes just remaining silent if we have to. There are certain things you don't say to people, even if they are true. You don't walk up to someone and just say, you're ignorant, even if that might be true about the person, because that can hurt a person's feelings. Or that's a really stupid haircut. Or why are you wearing something so dumb? We don't do things like that. So we're not obligated to tell the truth in every single situation to give a running commentary on what's going around us. We can use discretion in that case. But telling the truth, being a person of integrity, is good for you. It's good for others. It's good for society. It's good for everyone. It brings abundance. It brings prosperity. It brings trust. So I encourage you to embrace that traditional Christian lifestyle of integrity and telling the truth as best we can, or at least not lying. That's it for today. I hope you'll join us for our next session, and I hope also that you will send these sessions on to other people. I'd like to spread the word about traditional Christian lifestyles.